Okay, so I just chopped a bit more of that 40/40 off. Just to actually do it, I reckon that should be strong enough across the length. I've lifted it up a bit so I can get the clamps under. So this hasn't got any glue on yet, so we're just gonna do a test to see if it actually bends okay. I think it will. It's looking like it will, isn't it? Somewhere in the middle. The clamp's just about big enough. Oh wow. I don't think we're going to have any trouble with that. Yeah. Using all my grip strength there. Cool. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think we're ready to get sticky. Let's have a go. I don't think I can get it much closer than that without breaking the clamp. Clamp's starting to fall apart. Maybe some G clamps would be better. We shall see. Okay, let's get some glue in. I met a girl. Her name was Vicky. She said, "Come over here, let's get a bit sticky." So we're going for it. I've got this Type Bond 3. I don't know how good it is. I've never used it before, but it's rated #1 by professionals. That's a good endorsement. I don't know if they're professional nonsense speakers though. But, yeah, we'll give it a go. I've got the old trusty spreader. This was the old template I tried to use when I do the bookcase mortises. Didn't work very well, but I ended up marking them all out one by one anyway. So yeah, I've given each board a bit of a light sanding. I don't think that's going to make much difference. I took the edges off, or any little bits that might get in the way of stopping the pieces sticking together. Any little splinters or anything like that. Okay, let's go for it. I'm going to go with the make as much mess as possible approach, as always. I don't know how much glue needs to be on here, really. Quite a bit, I'm guessing. An err on the side of a lot. More than that. Never have too much glue. There's already a bit of plant material on the case. I'm not sure what the working time is on this, but I'm guessing we've got quite a bit. Okay. Look at that. I've never done such a large gluing operation before. I've got a feeling this is going to go over there when I clamp it down. A bit more in there, I reckon. Used a full bottle of glue. Some gloves might have been a good idea. Okay, it's just started raining as well. Okay, little piece. Bit of glue. Oh, picked this thread up at the wrong end, of course. Oh, it's quite satisfying actually. Okay. it doesn't stick together very well, so I always put some screws in. But this is primarily to get the bend in. Okay, even spread. Get it spread out when I get the pressure on anyway. Okay, I can get the excess into the middle. Alright, see how this goes. This could be a complete failure. We'll find out there shortly. Okay, top layer. It's on there. Okay, we won't squeeze around too much. Clamp roughly in the middle. Clamp engaged. I forgot the mic turned on. So a bit of sliding going around. It's okay. Some glue squeezing out, which is probably not too bad a thing. Okay. Maximum clamping pressure. Wicked. I'll just leave that for a second, see if it shifts, and I could always put some screws in, try and keep it in place. Awesome. Not too sticky. Nearly half a bottle of glue for that. Should be worthwhile. Awesome. Cheers. We'll go for quite a deep lunge today. It's 24 hours later. It's been quite warm as well. It's currently about 30 degrees. I don't know how much that's going to affect the gluing curing time, but it looks like it's cured. Can't see any gaps. I did end up putting some screws in just around this area because I felt like it was not conforming properly. I could have put more clamps on, I suppose. Maybe next time I'll get some more clamps so we can clamp more boards on. So I won't have to put these screws in then. We won't get any. It's not as bent as I thought. Won't have any screw holes in it then. But we shall see. It's all a learning process. Right, here we go. Clamp release. Very, very graceful. That's glued down. Okay. It's glued to the thing. Okay. Be careful of these screws sticking out. Not bad. You see that? It's definitely curvy. I'm not entirely sure how much curve is required for a shield, but this is a good start. I'll celebrate with another lunge. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, the screws are probably not a bad idea. Like, just offer someone a very bad scratch in the middle of battle. So you can keep some snacks on, like mid battle. You just keep like a Mars bar on there or something, an orange. Keep your energy up when you're fighting. Awesome. Next step, cutty, shieldy shape. And I'll introduce you to the new power tool. Right then, it's a couple of days later. We're doing other things in between, so I could have done it, taking it apart sooner, but I was waiting for something to arrive. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take these screws out before I slice a body part off. Okay. Hopefully they'll come out and not be like completely glued in place. Okay, that's all right. And use these again. Fire brigade, ear siren every day on this estate. I think it was a real one anyway. I heard someone with a megaphone not so long back. Okay. It's turned the screws from gold ones into silver ones. That's what they should look like. Look at the difference, isn't it? I wonder if it's like just a very poor coating of some kind. Who knows? Right. I think next time I do this, I should be able to do it without putting screws in. Put some more clamps over this area. But, yeah, we'll have a go at that next time. Right, then, drawing the shield shape. Still see. Yeah. I'll get you a better shot so you're more like this. Yeah, that'll be better, I think. Right then. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but you'll be able to see the process anyway. I looked at printing something out to get the sort of shape, but Photoshop was playing up. I tried to get it to scale, print to scale, but I'd have to print about 4 different, probably about 6 or 7, probably even 8 pieces of paper just to get the shape. But I think I reckon I can freehand it. I'm pretty certain that medieval shieldsmiths didn't have printers available. So we'll go with the traditional method. Okay, I'll try and find the centre anyway. So the boards haven't, they're not quite in line with each other. I've got a plan to alleviate that next time we put some together. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Like the shield shape's going to be within these confines. Yeah, I think we'll find the centre first, roughly. It's at 20 inches, 10. So I'm sort of by measurement kind of guy. I do use inches and metric, imperial and metric, sort of interchange between the two. Since I've been doing woodworking, well, primarily for my job, I'm metric. Sometimes I do some imperial stuff. But since I've been doing woodwork like this, sometimes it just makes sense to use imperial sizes. I think it's because, like, say if you were like trying to do 370 millimeters and half that, you could just say 14.5 inches, and then half of that's 7.25. It does make sense in some regards. Yeah, it's just pretty cool to be able to interchange between the two as necessary. Sometimes it is easier to use imperial. Right. Anyway, here's my centre line. Well, if you look at that, that's pretty that's pretty flat and straight. That's not a lot of wobble on that. So that's, I'm happy with that. Okay, let's try and find points. So I was going for like, I was aiming for 650 across. I don't know if I'm going to get that because of how it's sitting. If I try and draw a box, I think, and that'll give me the points. So I'll just freehand it. Chunks of glue everywhere. I'm just going to go for it, I think. I don't think anybody's going to squeeze it there. I'm trying to cut that out. I'm going to do some shifting around. I'm just going to freehand this sucker. At least one half of it. That looked pretty cool. Touch up, you still see. Yeah. Something like that, I reckon. Right, I will try and get it somewhat symmetrical, so we'll say that was 270. We're over here, out to that point. Yeah, looks alright. Long sweeping movements. So this. That was a bad line. Very cool. You see that? Yeah. Once over. Yeah. I think that'll look pretty cool. It's about the right size, I reckon, for a shield. I wonder if I can fill these holes in or something. Get some wood filler, can't you? Oh. I'm going to paint the whole thing anyway, so yeah, I'll just fill these holes in a little bit. That should be a problem. Before I paint it anyway. Peace. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty cool. Right then. I'll introduce you to the new power tool. I'm not sure if it's in the next video or not. But anyway, I'll do a clip. You might be in the new video, it might not be. But anyway, there's our shield shape. Looks pretty cool actually. A bit bulgy. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. Welcome to the Power Tool channel. Latest acquisition. Good old jigsaw. I didn't fancy cutting that shield out by hand. I thought I'd get the right tool for the job. This should make light work of it. I don't know the key to again. I looked over loads of them. It seemed like each brand had sort of two sort of price points. Some were all around 70, 80 quid. And then there was a leap up to like 150 and they all had 150. And each of the two price points, they both had good reviews and bad reviews. So, you know, I think for what we're doing and how much I'm going to be using this, I went with the 77 quid one. So yeah, I've had a little tester on it and lined it about a bit. Yeah, seems pretty good, well built. Again, probably very much dependent on the kind of blade you've got in I'll have a look around, see what I can get. This is just the standard Makita fellow at the moment. But yeah, it seems pretty good so far. It's got dust extraction, and also it creates like a little blowing feature that gets rid of the sawdust, which is quite useful. They can see your lines. Awesome. Welcome to the No Hand Tools, Power Tools Only channel. Let's see what she can do, eh? Right, let's have a go at doing some chopping. I think I might just put some clamps on here just to hold it to the bed a bit better. I don't think it's going to move much, but can't be too careful. Where the clamps go? Let's give it something, a bit of grabbage. Okay. I'm definitely going to get some G clamps next time I do this, just for more clamping force. But it's not a bad bend really. Yeah. Anyway, it's always good to have multiple clamping options, I'm guessing. Right, here we go. Let's see how this does on a curve, no less. Hopefully, I won't do a Mr. Bean and chop through the cable. But yeah, you can see. Right, let's see how this goes then. Is that a good angle? Yeah, that'll do. We'll swap you around for the other bits. Okay, here we go. Right setting. I have to go two directions. Try not to get any splinters either. So you get the point that's in the way. So this saw is pretty cool. It's got some sort of function that blows the sawdust out of the way of the blade, which is incredibly useful. Let's continue. Okay, so it change hands in that way. And that was it. I've made a butt or a giant moustache. Find the use for that, I reckon. Right, little shifty round. I will say I haven't used a jigsaw for we got 20 years, if not longer. I can't actually remember last time I used one. There we go. Surprisingly useful tools. I can't think of any other way of doing this really. Right, let's continue. Better. Hang on, let me sort my life out. The cable's all tangled up. That's a bit better. Definitely need some power sorting. I think I'll do it before winter anyway. When the darks get lighter, the nights get darker. Okay, let's see what we can do here. A bit of a funky angle. Grab the cable. Yeah. change for the other end. It's getting smaller. It's coming together though. It's definitely looking more shieldy. I've got to figure out how to get the clamps in. Went a bit wobbly. Went a bit wobbly then, I don't know if you noticed. Something heavy on that side. Let's go for it. Try and keep all my fingers. Cable between the legs. Try not to electrocute me nuts, but it's always a winner. Yeah, there we go. One shield shape at that angle. Yeah, that looks pretty cool, isn't it? Certainly made light work of that anyway, that jigsaw. Yeah, I want I suppose you can get those saws that are just like a blade on a handle, but yeah, it doesn't sound too fun to me. Okay, right, I'll get it clamped and sort of see how it fits against my body. What do you reckon? Pretty cool, isn't it? So off camera, I just took all the sharp edges off. I'm going to sand it properly at some point. But yeah, there's like about 4 million splinters all the way along, as I found out. My thumb found out anyway. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's a good shape. Yeah, still got the curve on that. You can see that. It looks like all the laminates, the laminations have worked pretty well. Actually, looks pretty cool on the edge. You see that? Light's not too great. Just about see it. I'll put a photo in of the lamination on the plywood so you can see that better. Awesome. Let's try it out with a lunge. Yep. So yeah, awesome. I think next we'll what will we do next? Yeah, a bit of sanding, fill these holes in. I'll get some kind of filler. Maybe like chamfer the edges a little bit, make it a bit tidier. Went a bit skewy on the jigsaw there, but I can blend that in a bit better. And yeah, and then it's fix the handle. I've got an idea for that. And a bit of a paint job. And we'll have a shield. But yeah, it's like rock solid. Yeah. Let's go for it.